All right, what we're going to show on this video is a couple different techniques for the carpals. These are definitely bones that do sublux. We tend to see them either go palmarly or dorsally. Obviously, there are a couple components that can go medial or lateral depending on the actual mechanism of injury, but the typical ones will be palmar or dorsal. What we're going to essentially treat here is a palmar scaphoid. Very common problem, certainly one that we can have if we have dysfunctions through the elbow or even up through the shoulder and neck. In order to do this, most of these manipulations will end up being very similar. What we're going to produce is we're going to produce an opposing motion from one side of the wrist to the other. For a palmar scaphoid, we're going to get onto the scaphoid with the tip of my index finger, just like so, and essentially you may have to pull the trapezium out of the way a bit in order to get onto that. And then the the dorsal side, we're going to fix the radius. So our fixation is there. Now in order to produce this manipulation, we need to make sure that we're able to clear the radial styloid. In order to do that, we are going to produce a bit of traction down, have the patient make sure she's nice and relaxed. And we're not whipping the patient's arm. What we don't want to do is we do not want to thrust them into extension because that will actually close pack the joints and we're going to be banging against a stiff joint to begin with. We want to make sure we're able to do these tests, or these treatment techniques in a flexed position. So as we come to here, our thrust is going to go down through the shoulders. Okay? We're going to take up a little bit of slack in the barrier here as we get into our traction just by squeezing with the fingers, and then our thrust is down like that. Okay? In order to produce a ventral manipulation or a palmar manipulation, one that we will typically see would be the lunate on the radius. We just switch our grip of our fingers. We're going to take then our thumb, we're going to put that on the dorsal surface of the lunate, and we're going to take our index fingers and we're going to put that on the palmar surface of the radius and ulna. Our technique is literally exactly the same.